Go and grab your Bewear merchandise today. There are t-shirts, sweatshirts, phone cases, and more, all with the link down in the description below. You do not want to miss out. What's up, guys? It's Carson Becker on Toxic Gaming today with week 6 of our Pokemon Premier League battles and all that. Going up against Jim and the Pinecobh Ramblers. I believe that's how they're supposed to be said, pronounced, and all that. But we're going up against him. If you missed the Teambuilder that went up yesterday, quick pause here. Click the little eye link thing up in the corner. Whatever you got to do to get back to that Teambuilder. And look over so you can see the detailed version of our team. I'll do a quick run through, just basically Flame or Milotic, cool with Haze and defensive, just try to stop Zygarde and his physical threats. Scarf Jolteon, pretty basic, that can outspeed Sceptile. Gardevoir with Psychium Z and Z Hypnosis to be able to outspeed or speed tie Scarf Blaziken and outspeed the majority of his team. Scizor with the Ganlon Berry, Natural Gift Ice, and Swords Dance Roost, bulky, mostly defensive Scizor that +2 bullet punches even without the attack investment does a lot of things to. Sash, Dugtrio, really not doing a whole lot, hopefully to pick off one or two things or get rocks up, that's really all Dougie's here to do. And then Charizard X, basic with Flare Blitz and Outrage instead of Declaw, just to basically quick damage first on Zardex. I gotta remember to quick damage first with Zardex. But we see with Jim, what he decided to bring was Zygarde, Drapion, Miltank, his Mega Blastoise, Rotom, and Sceptile. And I was kind of strange to see Sceptile. I was like, okay, this thing could be really cool. And then I'm like, wait a second, like, it could really do some good things to me. I guess I have Charizard and Scizor, but he can easily pack a Dragon Pulse on him. He can easily pack a Hidden Power Fire and take care of both of those. And Leaf Storm, nothing else on my team, even though I have a Jolteon and Gardevoir, nothing else appreciates Leaf Storms. So basically, Sceptile could do a thing or two in this if I allowed it to. That was really the thing. I kind of expected Zygarde and Miltank to show up and Blastoise as like ways, or Miltank and Blastoise especially as ways to stop Zard. Drapion had a pretty decent matchup, as really the only thing I had for it was Dugtrio, in all honesty. And then I could like stall it out with Milotic if I needed to, or if I'm able to lower it down enough to where Gardevoir could kill it. That was really the best thing I could do for that Drapion. But without further ado, we'll just get right on into the battle so you guys can see what happened. Alright guys, we're going to get right on into this battle and stuff. And as you saw from the main screen, I'm actually going to be leading off with Jolteon, and he actually leads off with Zygarde. I was expecting the Rotom lead, like honestly straight Rotom or Drapion lead, so him leading Zygarde up sitting here like, ah, shit. I don't want to basically sit here with Zygarde. I can't do anything with him Power Eyes, and I can't lose Jolteon on turn 1. So I have to go out into Milotic. I have to. If he switches out here, I'll get my Flame Orb, so I can't be toxic and stuff, but I had to go Milotic, and he actually will pull the double, and going out into his Rotom, hell of a good prediction on Jim's part for this. Because now I can't go back in, and I felt like here I could not go into Jolteon and just take the Shadow Ball, but I thought I wanted him to overpredict as he did there with the Willow, and I stayed in just to get a little bit of chip damage on this Rotom. If I could have got it burned, that'd been great. But I was more afraid of Scarf Rotom than Willow Rotom, so I was like, okay, I kind of guessed he wouldn't have done Willow that turn, but now I went back into Jolteon. I was like, okay, now he has to Volt Switch. Like this is what he's doing right now, and he actually is Willow Hex Rotom, so that's kind of interesting. And it does do a decent chunk. It was a crit. I didn't realize that during the battle. Neither one of us did. But I thought he would switch out here to Zygarde to keep me from Volt Switching and getting momentum. But he decided to stay in and take my Hidden Power Ice fairly well and hit me with another Hex. Putting me really low on Jolteon. And now I realize I have to have Jolteon out of there because I need to save Jolteon. I'm going to go right into Gardevoir. I know going into Guard on a Ghost move is kind of risky, but I didn't think he would go for it a second time. I kind of figured he would either Volt Switch or Willow here, and I didn't care. And he actually decided to Volt Switch here. I didn't care if Guard got burned or anything, so that was fine. He goes right out into his Drapion, which is a very, very nice hard check to good hard counter to Guard. And he's actually going to pull a double here again and switch out into his Sceptile. And I thought, okay, I can take a knockoff or stuff, and I don't care if Milotic gets knocked off. So I went out into Milotic. So we're like 4 or 5 turns in the battle, and I'm getting predicted the shit out of me. And here I was like, okay, fine. He'll probably overpredict with me going into Charizard and be able to two-shot me with Dragon Pulse. Nope! That's not what happens. Milotic, the thing that was like the most important to stop Zygarde, now is going down. It was something where I tried to do an extra prediction and try to counter that, and it didn't work out. So then I was like, fine, I don't care. I'm just going right into Zard. I know I can Mega Evolve, and I click Outrage, and I either kill what's in front of me or two-hit whatever the hell else comes in. And I decided to do it. I was really on the fence. I almost set up a Dragon Dance here, but I would have lost due to Unburden on Sceptile. I kind of forgot about it in the game, but I also didn't think about it. I just kind of tried to focus on just getting damage. He does carry the Dragon Pulse, so we see that my prediction of him clicking Dragon Pulse could have been right, but you can see also he guarantees a two-shot on me too. But the Outrage will pick up a kill. Fucking Charizard X finally gets a goddamn kill for me just clicking damage instead of setting up. But he goes out into Blastoise here, and I'm locked into Outrage, so I have to hit him. It's really nothing that I have a choice to do here. He's going to Mega Evolve, and he's going to be able to take this fairly easy. I was hoping he would be more of an offensive set, so I could do over 50% damage to him. That would be really nice, even though Charizard would go down to Scald. Like, I really had no problem with that. And I do almost 50, and he gets the Dragon Pulse kill. Jim gets the unstabbed Dragon kill, the moral victory in this battle. And he gets the moral victory. He gets an unstabbed Dragon kill. It's the thing we all wish and dream for. But at this point, I realize I go out into my Gardevoir, and I kind of maybe scare him with Thunderbolt, but he could stay in. And I click my Z Hypnosis now, because I am faster than this thing, and I could get it off on it. And anything on his team goes to sleep is perfectly fine with me. He actually switches out right now into the Drapion. And while we were doing the battle live and stuff, I forget that like Z status moves can affect, I guess, sometimes regardless of typing. So as soon as I click this, I'm like, oh well, I'll get my speed boost, that's fine, but I won't put him to sleep because he's dark type. Like, that's whatever. It still works. I was so surprised. And we actually hit the 60% chance of Hypnosis actually hitting. It still has 60% chance even in Z move form. So now the Drapion's asleep, and I'm at +1 speed, and I can 2-hit KO. I believe almost every Drapion I can 2-hit KO, and we can see from this damage that he's probably more offensive set, and I will guarantee a 2-hit KO. Anything coming into Moonblast now will get 2-hit KO'd if he tried to save Drapion. But the Drapion does go down here. The Gardevoir set worked for one time. You know, one Mon is down. We need a couple more to be able to like fully let it work. But he brings in the Miltank here, and I'm going to go for my Moonblast against this thing I had strongest. I had Shadow Ball for the Jirachi that didn't show up. And he goes for Thunder Wave and misses. So he misses a 90% accurate Thunder Wave. I hit a 60% accurate Z Hypnosis. And sadly, this Miltank is going to get two-shot. Like, it's the point of the dice rolls of missing and hitting things fell in our favor for this part of the game very nicely. And Miltank does go down, so Gardevoir's now claimed 2 Mons, and he goes back out into Blastoise, and I don't have anything again. I don't have the Thunderbolt to one-shot him, but I will click Moonblast, and hopefully maybe I get a special attack drop. I knew I could live a Dark Pulse if he had it, but he apparently just went for Scald. I guess he didn't have the Dark Pulse, or someone decided not to click it. He just goes right for the Scald and brings me down really low, and in range of a E-Speed from Adamant, from Jolly, and attacking Zygarde. So I'm pretty sure that picking up 3 kills for Gardevoir was pretty nice right here. Like, it was pretty good here. And with this full health Zygarde, I'm still kind of scared of him maybe DDing in my face, knowing he can take 1 or something. And he actually just goes right for the extreme speed. And I looked away at this point, and I came back, and we were living on 3 HP. Gardevoir pulling through on rolls for the second time. It was, I believe, a mid-low roll for me to live. He needed a decently high roll for me to kill me, and my Moonblast had no chance of killing his Zygarde set, which we'll see later more in depth, but he just does kill me with the second E-Speed. The damage on Zygarde here was huge, because that allowed Scizor to basically come in and not care after this point. He is a leftover, so that made me think he's not an offensive one, that maybe he would be a Subcoil. I wasn't too certain, but I started calculating Subcoil after seeing leftovers the first time. And it's at this point when he subbed that I'm like, okay, yeah, he's Subcoil. It's one of those things. And I decided not to quick hit my Natural Gift Ice. I thought he would, like, once I started calculating sub, I was like, okay, maybe he quicks it, trying to burn my Natural Gift Ice, and I didn't want to have that happen, as then my Bullet Punches wouldn't be able to really kill Rotom after. So I set up my Swords Dance, and now I go for my Bullet Punch. I'm guaranteed to kill his and knock out his sub. and everything, and he can't kill me with 1,000 arrows or an extreme speed if he is the subset, and we see his 1,000 arrows from the Zygarde here will not do anything. It does the 20 to 25% that the calc was, so I'm glad I started looking at Subcoil after he lived the Moonblast and things like that pretty easily. So now with the second Bullet Punch at +2, I decided not to burn my Natural Gift at all. I didn't want something to all of a sudden, like, him switching out and burn my Natural Gift on the Rotom. So I decided just a quick Bullet Punch. It was the safest moves. Didn't get to show off the Natural Gift at all, but, you know, it is how it is. And with the last Bullet Punch, we actually will pick up the kill on Rotom. If he would have lived, I had Jolteon with Scarf Shadow Ball, so I did have that in case he did live and burn me or something like that. But I'm pretty sure even if he burned me two Bullet Punches back-to-back, could have still done it at +2. So anyway, it was a good game to gym and stuff. We had the rolls in the mid-game rolls of hitting Z Hypnosis, him missing T-Wave, and then the roll on E-Speed. Those 3 rolls fell our way, and Jim was playing like fucking madman, like amazing in the beginning, predicting everything that we had, and it became basically once something died, Guard got in there, and then we ended up getting our rolls with the Hypnosises and stuff. We talked about it after, and he kind of said that maybe Drapion was possibly the worst mon that he could have picked to switch into Gardevoir and into that Z Hypnosis. If he would have known I had it, that would have probably the worst one, because Drapion simply hard stopped that guard set completely anyway. And if you would have left Blastoise in to get slept, that would have been perfectly fine. It was just that kind of switch that set him on the back foot after getting put to sleep, and then the game just kind of chose. After that point, it was really nothing left that Jim could really do at that point, and it's not his own fault. It's the game. That's the game we play. But we are now, I believe, back to 3-3. We're still not out of the minus differential yet. So far, it seems like we're beating some of the top guys, but we can't seem to fucking win against anybody else. So beating both She and Jim, who are at the top half of the board, the fixtures board and league board and everything at this point in the season. But hopefully this can lead into a big winning streak for us throughout the rest of the season. That would be really nice. Hopefully I can get Zard some more kills. He's still hungry. He got 1, and we still need to get some more. So anyway, check out the links down below and everything to get t-shirts and stuff like that from you saw from the intro. Links to Jim's channel and all his side of everything with this battle is on his channel. Well, links all everything down there. Links to the PPL fan Discord, that's down there in the description as well, so you can come be a fan of the Chicago Bewears and everything like that. There will be some more battles coming up soon. I had to catch up with some stuff from, you know, life getting in the way, so watch out for those and subscribe for more and all that fun-loving stuff. But I'm going to get up on out of here, so thank you guys for coming out. I'm Carson, this is Toxic Gaming, and as always, you guys stay toxic. We'll see you guys.